Welcome to the Cross the Line podcast. My name is Carlos Smith, and today's episode is sponsored by Charlene's Home Cooking on 1136 East Blackstock Road in Moore, South Carolina. Charlene's Home Cooking is a family restaurant that cooks like grandma with fresh veggies, meats cooked to order, and you can get 2 sides, a meat with 3 sides, or a veggie plate along with sweet tea, Kool-Aid, and lemonade. Cakes, pies, cobbler are also available for dessert. She wants you to feel at home anytime you visit, so make sure you stop by Monday, Thursday, or Saturday from 11 to 6, and Friday and Sunday from 11 to 7. Everything is fresh and from the heart, and she would love to see you sometime. So make sure you guys stop by Charlene's Home Cooking on 1136 East Blackstock Road. Thank you again, Miss Charlene, for being a great sponsor and supporting us along our journey. Now, we have another special guest with us today. You know, I'm a sports fan, so I always love to have a basketball conversation. You know, I did internships when I was at Upstate, so I had a chance to cover some sports. So anytime I get a chance to, talk sports, I always enjoy it. So today we have a legend from our area. He made a lot of great contributions to his basketball team. Right now I'm sitting with Mr. Chase Holmes from the Chesney Eagles. How you doing?
Doing good. Appreciate you having me.
Thank you for joining us, man. You remember, I got to tell people how this interview came about. So it's crazy how the universe just aligns things, because one day I was at the gym and one of my best friends came in, and he played football in Coastal Carolina. So we were just talking about business things and podcasts and interviews, and we were like, you know what, man, we need something in our area to where former athletes from our area who've grown to do great things come back and have a platform where they can come and talk about what they're doing now, because it's like when they're here we appreciate them, but after they graduate it's like we just forget all about them. It's like, man, what happened to these guys? Where are they at now? Right. So it was something we talked about, and then maybe like the next day or two, that's when I saw you at Costco. And it was crazy because we were speaking with them, but I didn't know that you played ball until we were talking, and then you like, you know what? Yeah, man, I used to. We talking about school. So yeah, I played ball in school or whatever. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, what school you played college ball at? You said PC, and I seen your badge, and I said,
yeah. You was like, what's your last name?
Yeah.
I was like, Holmes. You was like, from Chesney?
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. I see you said Chase on it, and you said Holmes, like Chesney, and you like, yeah. So like, oh yeah, they like, you used to be a dude back in Chesney, man. But when this thing about, this is how you tell people know how to play ball, because when you always say you were that guy back in the day or whatever back then in school, the guy's like, yeah, I was alright, and that's kind of how you try to downplay.
Old news to me, old news, but man. I mean, it was a good time.
But yeah, even my cousins, they played against you. My brother and my other best friends, they played ball against you. They were older than me. But they were like, yeah, man, Chase used to get buckets back then, man. But how does that feel when people kind of still recognize you to this day about playing ball?
Man, since I played ball, it's been almost 6 to 8 years since I played college ball, and even longer still since I played high school ball. So for the people that remember when I played, it's like, dang, it does make me feel good about that, because basketball was my first love. I tell everybody that.
Right.
And when those guys remember when I used to hoop, because I really don't talk about it that much. I just pretty much on my grind now and trying to progress through life further. But when they do talk about it, I'm like, yeah, I was good then. You know what I'm saying? And then I try to push the conversation to my brother who's playing now, and I'm trying to do something.
Why don't you like to? I'm not gonna say you don't like to talk about it. Why don't you try to? Why don't you talk about it as much? When?
I don't know. It's past. I love what I done when I played. Yeah, I wish I could have played further. But now it's more so of where you at now and what you're doing now. And I think the biggest problem with guys like me that had a love for the game, football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is just that, they stand stuck in the past, so they can't progress to the future. So there's still some things out here that these guys can do out here. Maybe that didn't happen the way you wanted to, but if we stay stuck in what we did, then we never get to what we can do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But I still feel like, and I absolutely agree with you, but it's still important, because I feel like guys like you and my brother and my friends that went on to play at the college level, like younger guys who are in school now, they can learn so much from you guys because you actually went through it, so you guys have so much experience that you can give these guys because it's something that they're going to go through eventually
Yeah,
if they make it to that next level?
Oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt. When I'm sitting down with my brother or guys that's playing sports in high school, any type of sport that is, oh yeah, I'll let them know. Hey, I used to play. I broke some records. I made a scene, and I let them know that just so they can, I guess, I can have some backup to what I'm saying next.
Right.
So I can give them a word of wisdom to progress in the sport, whether it's high school or college. Being that I've been at every level, even some semi-pro, even have an opportunity to go overseas. So like all those guys, when they are playing and they have that dream of going to the highest level of basketball or whatever in their sport, yeah, I do mention it then, and I'm saying, all right, now it's time for me to let you know where I was at, so that you can not do what I done to progress and take that as far as you want to.
So let's go back a little bit. I know you said that basketball was like your first love. So do you remember how early that you began playing basketball?
I tell people all the time, man, as soon as I was able to walk, my dad put a basketball in my hand.
Was that something that ran in your family, or?
Yeah, my mom and dad both play ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just something that we did.
What did they play around here? Or?
Yeah, actually both of them played at Upstate.
At Upstate?
Yeah.
Okay. And your younger brother?
My younger brother played at Upstate too. He just graduated this past season.
I remember I was telling you my internship when I graduated. I graduated the fall of 14. I believe your brother came the August of 15, I believe. I
think so, yeah.
And I think it was like right after that basketball season, his senior year season at Chester, they did the Cox Sports All-Star game with players from like Spartanburg and Greenville came. So that was my first time. I'm actually kind of stuck in the middle of you guys because you graduated before I did, and I left Upstate before he got there.
Right.
So I actually got a chance to see him play that one All-Star game, and he was really good left-handed, right?
No,
right-handed.
Right.
But I remember seeing him play in that All-Star game when I was still doing my internship with Coach Cosmo. Cosmo was broadcasting.
At that time, he was like, I think he was second in the nation.
Second in the nation.
Second in the nation.
Wow.
Scoring, yeah.
That's big because I remember there was one game he had like 60 points or something. He went.
Yeah, he beat our record. Yeah, he beat my record.
What was your record? You remember what the record was?
I think mine was 48 or 46.
Yeah,
and he shattered it.
Yeah,
he shattered it.
I remember they said something about it. It
was
was nothing less than 60, whatever he had.
Yeah, I know, and he killed it.
But that's a lot of points to put up in a high school game.
That is, yeah.
But for you, when did you realize you had potential to get to that next level?
I always knew I had potential. I always knew that I had the backup that was, like my dad and my mom. My dad spent lots of money for training and AAU and travel and all this stuff, so I knew that I was going to be that type of player. Not only that, when I went to college, I was really successful at PC, and the only thing that really stopped me is my knee when I got my first knee injury. But I always felt like that I was good enough for the next level, and at that time, I still feel like that if I was given the opportunity, I would excel in the next level. So
were you here? Because I remember I was reading something earlier on the Herald Journal. They were saying you averaged around one season you had maybe like 23 points, 22, 23.
At PC, yeah.
And when did were you heavily recruited coming out of high school?
I was heavily recruited. I had it's crazy because I had a lot of schools. If I can remember, that was a little while back. I had some good schools, D1 schools talking to me. A lot of D2, of course, because of the division Chesney was in, being it was one of the smallest schools around here. The question was the same question any player comes out of Spartanburg is, can he play with the big boys? Because of that's not really popular here, and people don't think that good players come out here. Where on the contrary, there's a lot of good players here, and probably some of the best players that could play in the league or in the next level. You know what I'm saying? So they don't really give us the chance. So whether we score a lot or not, they always hesitant as far as D1 when you're talking about Duke and those bigger schools. But I did get the opportunity to play at PC, and like I said, I thought I've had a pretty good couple seasons there.
And I was going to ask you, do you feel like for kids coming out of younger schools, is it harder to make it at from a smaller school like a 1A or 2A school as opposed to like a Dorman or a Spartanburg? Do you feel like they have an advantage?
Yeah,
over you
very
guys?
much. And now it's politics. It's political. It's how popular you are. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I mean, as you can see, what's my man name came out of Spartanburg Day.
Zion.
Zion, you see, very, very popular.
Yeah.
Very good player. I'm not taking anything from him. Very strong. I mean, he's bigger than most players come out nowadays. So you know what I'm saying. He got the spotlight. He turned some heads. Now once you're popular, I knew when Drake wore his jersey, I was like, that's it. He's going pro. Yeah. This was even before he went to college.
Yeah.
He went to Duke. So I was like, man, he's going pro.
But man, he was doing like 360s and windmills. Like he was 16 years old.
Yeah,
I remember we covered him a few years back at the Christmas tournament over at Dorman, and every game that he played, the whole gym, the entire gym was sold out. They came to watch him play.
Yeah.
He was the first player I ever seen in high school where they actually triple teamed him. That's how dominant he was, because he just ragdolled the kids. They were just like,
there was so. I mean, he's
kids.
bigger.
Yeah.
He was a bully.
Yeah.
He was a bully, but not at all taken away from his skill and his game of play. He definitely can play the ball. He definitely can play basketball.
And I think I want to ask you about this as well. Do you feel like social media kind of helps enhance these kids nowadays? Because back then, social media was around, but it's not as big as it is now.
Yeah, man. Not only social media and Get Back, but everything has amplified the game. And now you got social media, you got video, and you got editing, you got stopping, you got pausing, you got slowing down. It's making these players look really, really good on camera. Really good. And they're catching shots of these players at their best game. When everybody knows if you play basketball, you got some good and bad games. Every game ain't gonna be perfect. But they're making these players look like they're having amazing games, yo. That's why it's important that, of course, these guys know that's recruiting to look at stats and look at consistency. But like I said, man, when a guy's so popular, I think they kind of don't look at stats anymore because everybody got their head turned and they selling tickets. So I mean, back then, when we was coming up, man, you had to hoop. Like that was it. There was no effects. There was no popularity. There was nothing. You had to hoop, and by your hooping was gonna get you attention. But nowadays, you know, these guys, which is good for them, because now think about smaller schools. They putting out these videos. They're gonna be pulled up, and they're gonna have an opportunity to play with these guys. But like back then, either you hoop or you go home pretty much.
Because some of the teams, like when I cover some of these events, and they will tell me about some of the guys that we should look out for. One of them actually just committed to Auburn. When you go look at these kids' social media, some of them have almost 500,000 followers, and they're still in high school.
Exactly.
So it's like, man, that's what blows them up, man. And sometimes you see them with photos with other professional athletes and all this stuff. Like, man, these kids already feel like they, in a sense, it can help them if they use their platform the right way, or it can hurt them because if they feel like they have all these followers already, they might feel like they've already arrived, but they still have more work to put in.
Yeah, and I mean, push come to shove, I don't care, social media, popularity, all this stuff, you gotta work. Because at the next level, D1 basketball, and then farther than that, you on a contract. So then it's based off of performance. You know what I'm saying? So they can go and use social media, they can use publicity, they can have millions of followers. But if you ain't working on the court, people are gonna be like, I ain't paying this guy. You know what I'm saying? Just like in real life, you get a job, you're not gonna get paid if you don't do your job.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I think it's hurting them mentally to not have that dog mentality. And honestly, nowadays it's hard to find somebody that had even in the NBA, you don't see people with dog mentality like Kobe. We were just talking before. You don't see nobody with that Kobe mentality. Now they trying to team up together with the best players and be friends and hang out.
Yeah.
You ain't seen Jordan and Kobe them do stuff like that, and they killed the game. Yeah. So I mean, it's just a different sport now, and I just they're taking away from the work that the guys that really work and put in. I think they're taking a little bit away from.
So what do you think about? What do you feel about AAU? What do you feel like this plays a part? Because a lot of these guys get the team up, then they become friends. And sometimes they go play college ball together, or if they get an opportunity to play together in the NBA, they do the same thing. And I remember watching something I watched Charles Barkley a few years ago. I remember one of the things he said. He felt like AAU, in a sense, kind of hurt kids because when you team put together all the best players in the area on the same team, he said to a certain extent they may not work as hard because they're playing with some other great players. And at the same time, he didn't say this part, but when I look at it, you may not get to showcase all of your talent, your skill set if you're playing with all of the best players at the same time, because to some extent you have to pull back and be a team player at the same time.
I agree. Yes, I agree with that. And then again, I kind of understand. I understand both point of views. AAU, I think, is a really good team, good thing. Like I said, I come from a small town school. Mm-hmm. AAU is perfect for me. Right. That's the way I can get up in front of guys that's not gonna come to Chesney to see me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like my brother and all these guys, like you guys and your cousins and them playing. That's gonna give you the opportunity to play up and get in front of people that actually can do something and help you with your career. Mm-hmm. But in another sense, is playing with good players. Usually, if you play with good players, you're supposed to be a better team. You're supposed to be able to move. You're supposed to be able to pass. You're supposed to be able to read better. Mm-hmm. The court space and all that stuff is going to be open for good players to progress. Because playing pickup, guys that's not good, it's hard to play with them too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. If you're playing with a good player, y'all gonna know how the game works. So it's supposed to make you better, mm-hmm. theoretically. But then again, it's gonna hinder you because, like I said, whereas sometimes. Right. So then again, you're gonna miss a couple shots. But like I said, good players gonna play through anything. Mm-hmm. And I think nowadays, like I said, that comes that dog mentality. You got that dog mentality, you're gonna find it somewhere. You're gonna find your bucket somewhere. And these good players now, they're more about, I'm gonna be cool, you know what I'm saying? I'm popular, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, you know what I'm saying? I play with somebody good, I'm gonna let him get his shot, I'll get the next one. Whereas a dog mentality is, I'm going to the bucket, I'm going to the cup, I'm gonna get his rebound if he miss. He gonna miss one day, one possession. So I'm gonna get that bucket, it's gonna be mine. You know what I'm saying?
Did that make the game easier playing AAU when you go from playing with some of the best players then you coming back to like a high school or something like that? Did it make the game a lot easier because you're like, these are not as talented as guys that I played against in AAU?
Definitely. And that's why I say it comes in good where you can get your numbers and your stats up, furthermore pulling these guys in to see you.
I'm gonna go back a little bit. Tell me in high school, who was the best player you played against in high school that you remember?
Golly, man, there was so many good players then. I remember Blacksburg. They had Rodney. Will give you 20. Rodney. I can't remember. He gonna kill me if he sees this. Rodney and Blacksburg. Then you had Woodruff. Had like two guys that were gonna give you 20. And I never remember Carolina had about all five of them. Mm-hmm. If I can remember you asked me a hard question right there.
I know it's a while back, man.
Man. But what I can't remember is I can't remember these guys specifically. I know I said if I'm better with faces than names, anyways. But I'm telling you right there, I know this is that every team in our district or in our conference, they had at least one or two players gonna give you 20. Yeah. Now, you're gonna have one great player on a team, and luckily that team get that player, so he's gonna show out. So then you got one or two players in the conference, whereas everybody in the conference had two players that can give you 20. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it made the game harder, but then coming from AAU, and you had to have that extra edge over the summer, or you're gonna fall behind.
Yeah, and there's a lot of times you can tell like those specific players when you played against them, like certain teams. Like I remember when they said Chess, and they were like, "You were that guy." At Union, they knew that.
Booker.
I played with Devin. Yeah,
Devin Booker.
Devin was that guy. Trevor was that guy.
That's it.
Yeah, like
every time.
Booker, yeah. Like those teams like that, it's like these are the guys you have to try to stop.
Exactly. And we're gonna double team. We had a plan and a strategy for them. That was the good old days. Now it's just like I go to high school games. I watch my cousin play. I watch Dion play coming through, and it's like, Dion, you ain't playing against nobody right now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get with somebody, I'm like, all right, now you're gonna have to work because you got some guys that's gonna play against you. Got a plan for you. So
let's talk about from high school to college. How was that transition from playing high school ball to college? Well, how hard was it? Or was it hard for you at all?
That was one of the hardest transitions in my life, man. Playing from high school, you got the crowd for you, you got your home team, you got your family, you got your friends backing you up, you got your confidence through the roof, coming to an area where you don't know anybody, you don't know how things are run, you confused, you don't know the plays yet. Mm-hmm. Not only that, the strength and speed is absolutely a whole nother stage. You know what I'm saying? So definitely some adjusting to. But after a while, if you keep grinding, you'll adjust. And I think that's another, I guess, weeding out the weak. You know, you got players that's really good in high school now. It's really going to show if you're really good coming to college, and even more when you go to the pro. So
I would kind of look at it in a way, maybe like a to a certain degree, like a AAU team or like a mini all-star team, because to make it to the college level, for the most part, you have to be really good in your area on your team. So now you're taking out the best guys from each team and putting them together on a team.
right.
So it's like, in a way, it's like you getting the best of the best. So then, like you said, you kind of weed out like what these guys are made of when they get to college, because it's definitely not going to be the same as high school.
And good players, they adapt to the team, the teammates. They adapt to the situation. They figure out the plays and how it fits in their game. That's then, you know, if you know any great players, when they switch teams and they move to a different culture, good players succeed because they're willing to adapt. In any case, and then, you know, that I think that's a good thing about high school to college, and then college to pro, because it's gonna let you know. And then when you get to pro, you're gonna see the best of the best, because these guys have made it through the transition. They adapt, they change, they got bigger, stronger, lost weight, gained weight, whatever they needed to do to succeed, and they did.
Right.
That's what it takes.
And PC, y'all D1, right?
Yeah.
All right. So tell me, in college, who was the best player that you went against?
Booker was a tough one.
Trevor, yeah.
Big, strong. I played him when he was at Clemson. They killed us, of course. We played against Henderson at North Carolina. Them guys was really good.
Gerald Henderson?
The tall, lanky. He was, I think so.
It might have been Gerald. I
was a
remember he
long,
played for the Tar Heels.
Yeah. Man, we played against. I'll tell you. Do you remember Downey at South Carolina?
Devin Downey. Yeah, he was from Chester. He used to get buckets.
Yes,
South Carolina.
we played against him. He gave us buckets.
Yeah, he was tough.
I'll tell you another one. Curry's brother.
Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Was
we
that
played
when he
against
was
him
at
at
Liberty?
Liberty.
Yeah.
I mean, if they wouldn't force, if I ever seen a team that was for one guy, that was the day. They had every time he hit a three, they had flames all the way around the gym to come up. I'm talking about from the first three. I'm like, yo, the guy ain't even on fire yet. He just hit 1 3. You know what I'm saying? But he continued to hit like 10.
Yeah.
I think he hit like 12 threes on us. He had like 35 points on us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he's a really good player, though. Really,
and it goes to show you, man, how good some of these guys were. And then a lot of them, some of them didn't make it to the pros. Some of them, you know, Seth, he's in the league, but he's not like.
He just got back. He was kind of bouncing.
Yeah, he was bouncing around. Yeah,
he would be on the bench, then he'd go back to D League, and finally now I think he got more of
like a role
sustained position, so he can move.
Trevor was in the league. I don't remember seeing Devin Downey in the league.
I think he was in D League for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember he used to get a lot of buckets though. Gerald Henderson, he was. If Gerald Henderson you're talking about, I remember he was at the Hornets when I was covering the Hornets back then.
And dude, what's my man name? Light skin. He was playing for Atlanta. Harrison. Duke. I can't remember. Light skin. Really athletic guy. I can't remember. I know him because I went and seen the Hornets game. He was playing. And so I played against some guys that was in the NBA. So
yeah, that's dope. But it's like you're saying, it's just like another level.
Yeah.
That you have to for these guys to get to. Did you was there anybody specific that you tried to pattern your game after?
No, not really. Like I said, my favorite player is D Wade, and I felt like we was the same size at the time, height. We played the same style of basketball, aggressive, explosive. So if anybody I would pick, it had to be D Wade.
D Wade.
Yeah.
Let's dig a little bit deeper into the college. Do you feel like the college game and like overall, like education, do you feel like college does enough for athletes? Like maybe like after they're gone, because it's like I was saying earlier, when these guys finish school, sometimes they don't make it to the pros, or sometimes get these broadcasting gigs. Like you kind of forget about what these guys did for these schools. It's like you never really hear about them as much anymore. You feel like college does enough for the college athlete?
Nowadays they're doing maybe a little bit too much while they're playing. After, probably not. Not at all. I can't speak for every scenario. I know some players still follow with their coach, and I guess on that end. But most of the time you don't hardly hear them talk to their coach on a regular basis. I think that the colleges should, in some extent, give these players, I guess, opportunities that they don't go pro, being that they went to the college, they represented their skill well, especially any player that actually been at the college the whole 5 years or even 6 in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should be able to be more, I guess, supportive, just like they were supportive in the whole season. But nowadays, I guess they wouldn't justify that because now they're paying the players in college. So,
they should. Well, they're trying to pass laws so some of the players. I mean, I believe some. Do I believe some of them will get paid under the table? I
yeah.
And I'm not even mad at that because
Yeah.
you guys, like I had, we went down to Atlanta. We had a young lady, we call her AO. She works for the Hawks now, but she played college ball and then she went overseas and played. And we were talking. We both agreed, of course, that college athletes, you guys should definitely be compensated because you don't really have the time to go get a regular job like anybody else because you like working out, you going to class, so it's like a year-round process for you guys. So that's why I feel like you guys should definitely be paid in some kind of way. Not saying that you have to be millionaires, but whatever you can get out of these schools, if they want to make you millionaires, I'm fine with that too because you guys do a lot for these schools. And if, like you said, injuries happen, like some guys. Look at Marcus Lattimore in South Carolina. When he got hurt, he got drafted, but he didn't really get a chance to play. So I feel like you guys should still be compensated while you're in school.
I think so too. Furthermore, they put these guys on games now, putting them on TV, showing these guys faces. If you're gonna use me as a publicity stunt, you got to pay me. Exactly. That's a job. I'm making you money outside the court. You ask me to come in and talk to the media too. Come on, man. You deserve to get paid. That's work. Now,
I agree.
So like now, if they want to, I don't know how they're gonna do it because they blow up these big schools. North Carolina, fine. That's part of the deal. But if you're gonna ask me to come out of my apartment from my sleep to come and sit in an interview, you gotta pay me for that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I know what they're saying. They say that once you get paid, you consider this pro, and you can't play pro in college. That's the rule. But somebody need to bend that rule. There should be some stipulations on that because like you said, these guys can't get a job.
Exactly.
But these guys are getting pulled out of their sleep, pulled out of class sometimes, missing class. I miss class sometimes for basketball. Exactly. So like, am I here for you confuse me? Am I here for education? Everybody say I need to get education, or am I here for basketball? So if I'm here for basketball, pay me.
Exactly, and I think it's a cheap way for them to use an excuse to hide behind the shield of the NCAA and just say, well, the purpose is education, which is okay. I'm for education, but still, these guys deserve more than the education. Yeah. I remember watching Ben Simmons, and he did an interview, and he was talking about, he would, go to class sometimes, and then he would go do like a photo shoot. Yeah. And sometimes they'll pull him, like you said, they pull him out of class, but they come on, Ben, you got to go do a photo shoot, or you got to go do this or that. That's crazy. He'll walk through the bookstore and he'll see his jersey hanging up.
That's
people
crazy.
Be buying it, but he and it, posters and everything, like they selling all this merchandise, and I don't get a dime of it. Yeah. So it's like it's crazy. Right. Like it's kind of like exposure for the kids, man. Like,
taking advantage of these kids, and these kids are giving their all, getting hurt to a point where they can't go to the next level. The wear and tear on your body, we ain't even talking about that. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think these guys getting older from all that playing in college and in the next level. They got to pay for that. I'm paying for it now. I ain't but 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just they don't take all of that in consideration. I think it's just it's more of a business decision versus. We got to care about these players if we want these guys to have a good life throughout their whole career.
That's why I appreciate what LeBron and his team are doing now. I remember they got a guy actually last year. He went and did an internship. Did an internship with I can't remember what I want to say New Balance or somebody. He did an internship, made $1 million off of that, and then he went to the NBA. He skipped the college process. If you can go make money right away out of high school, go do that for a year and then,
that'll save you a couple years of wear and tear, and you ain't got to worry about all this what we're talking about, them taking advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? In college, they straight to pay.
Because it's like, unless you're one of those greats, even though if you did contribute to the school, it's like what we're saying, it's like for some reason it seems like they kind of forget about you, get lost in the mix or whatever. Like once you're
done, it's like they take it. Once they took everything they can, it's like all right,
it's a done deal now. So for you, did you know what after ball? Were you already kind of looking at what was next for you, or did you know what you wanted to do?
Had no idea. I had no idea. I'm not gonna lie, and I think I speak for everybody that played any type of sport. That was just a dream crusher. Absolutely, it took me a while to get over that. Couldn't watch basketball for a couple years. Everybody was like, you need a coach. I'm like, man, I can't sit on that bench and I know I can hoop like that. You know what I'm saying? I cannot do it. And that was a little selfish of me, but I had to mature through the process, and I did. And then, I just started grinding. I watched my dad. I started sitting down with people that is successful in life, and just started grinding.
And I can imagine that being hard, because something you planned your whole life, and now you got to kind of make a transition and figure out what's life like after basketball. Do you still kind of, do you think one day you might try to get into coaching, or do you think you want to kind of still that love of the game still there? You might want to kind of.
Yeah, I mean, love of the game is always going to be there if you really truly love the game. I still play now, but maybe coaching. I'm looking for more to trying to stay in shape so I can run with my kids whenever, if God willing, allows me to have some kids to be able to run and hoop and coach those guys through AAU. I'm excited about that. Doing that whole process, but this time looking from a father perspective and instilling, that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. More so as coaching. I train a little bit. I give tips here and there, but right now I gotta get, far as grinding and success in life. That's what my main focus is right now.
Like you saying, your younger brother, he played at Upstate. Did you share? What kind of advice do you share with him about playing the game?
Man, we talk about mentality. We already know Dion good. Everybody knows Dion can play the game. It's more so what you're thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I grind on. And I wish that I would have thought more about mentality. If you believe you're going to make a shot, you're going to make it. If you don't believe it, I don't care how many shots you shoot, you're not going to make the shot. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we talk about all the time. What you're thinking about your game, how you feel after the game. If you do know that these guys in pro, they have psychiatrists or counselors. So if they have a bad game, they go talk to them. And I think that's very, very important. When I found that out, I was like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because they do studies on basketball players that practice and against basketball players that just believe in vision. And those guys usually pair right up. You know what I'm saying? So I focus more on Dion making sure he's working and putting basketball first if he wants to look forward to going to the next level.
What advice would you give to high school athletes who are looking to go to their next level? And after that, what advice would you give to a college athlete on what to expect next?
The same. Believe in yourself and down to every minute of the game. And you got to just keep grinding and let the chips fall when they make. You put in the work, you're going to get the reward in any aspect.
Is there anything you wish you would have done differently through your basketball career?
Just that. Put basketball first. And you really think you putting basketball first, but are you really? That's what I tell my brother. Are you really? There's other things that you're involved in, that you shouldn't be putting basketball. It should be always basketball. It should be eat, sleep basketball. I remember Jordan was like, man, I slept with basketball. He put the time in. There was nothing else that mean more to him at that time. So I think it takes a different dedication. I believe that plays. And my brother is definitely dedicated to the game. But you have to ask yourself, are you really putting it all in? You know what I'm saying? If I'm honest with me, I didn't put my everything into the game, even though I loved it the most.
Like when you talk about Jordan, I remember his trainer, Tim Grover, I was reading little pieces of his book and watching his interview, and he was talking about how Jordan, his killer mentality, like, he was getting tired of getting beat down by the Pistons for so long that Tim Grover was saying that, he was out of college and he was just trying to get a job out of college for training athletes, and he said he would give it to put it in every single athlete, every player in the Bulls locker room. He gave them one of his flyers about come take me out and I can show you these different coaching techniques. He said the only locker he didn't put it in was Michael Jordan. And he figured, it's Jordan, so he probably doesn't even need me. He said the one phone call he got back from Jordan was Michael Jordan, and he was like, "Can you show me these techniques?" Because he was tired of getting beat by the Pistons. And he said, "I'll give you 30 days to show me what you can do." And he said after that, Jordan gave him 15 years. He worked with Jordan for the rest of his career. And he said Jordan told him that, "I don't pay you to train me. I pay you not to train other athletes." And that's just how Jordan mentality.
Because he wanted to be the best.
He wanted to be the best, man. I was like, man, that's just.
I love that, man. I miss that mentality.
Yeah, like you don't see that from a lot of athletes.
They give you chills, man. I'm just like.
But I was like, man, that's something. That's how that's what separates like the Kobe or Jordan from the pack, man. Just that mentality. We're gonna transition with one more question about this, about your playing career. What's the big lesson that you learned from basketball that you apply to life every day?
Oh man, perseverance, man. Basketball is. My dad used to always tell me, basketball is like life. You're not gonna win every game. Everything ain't gonna work good for you. But it's what you do with it and how you think about it after it happens. After you have a bad game, do you go home and say I suck, or do you go home and say, man, I'll get them back next time. I can't wait for the next opportunity. So I take that in life right now. I tried. I'm telling you, from college to the grind world, I've tried numerous business opportunities, numerous situations, lost money, made some money, and every time I say, that's how it is. I can't wait for the next opportunity. And then, the people that's around me is like, man, you always doing something different every day. I'm like, man, that's the basketball mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, that didn't work. All right, that crossover didn't work. All right, that fade didn't work. Let me go back to the drawing board. And my dad used to always tell me, let's go back to the drawing board. If you're going to do that, you're going to work on it. If you're going to succeed, or find another way to win. So that's how I take that same mentality in life. So every time something bad happens or something doesn't work out for me, or I get, surprised by an unfortunate event, I just say, you know what, get them next time. I'm still here. I get them next time.
Absolutely. Let's switch over to the NBA. Of course, we like to talk hoops. It's a chance to do it. We don't get to talk hoops too often on the podcast, but
I understand that.
Tonight is the season opener, so we're gonna talk a little bit of hoops. Of course, I want to know your top 5 players right now in the NBA.
Oh man, LeBron James. I honestly have to say he's number one for me. He's one of the
even with KD. If KD was healthy, would you put him
top to bottom? He's one of the most fierce players. He is a beast in every aspect of the word. I seen this guy work on his jump shot when he couldn't shoot it when he first started coming in the league, and he has done what it takes to be one of the best player in the league. You know what I'm saying? He's a king, honestly. Say. I love KD. KD would have to be my second player just because of the all-around action that he does. Not only does he hustle on defense, he hustles on offense. So he's an all-around player. I love Curry. I love his mentality. I love his mentality. I love his pure shot. Of course, everybody does. So I'm gonna be brief on that. But all around, as a player, inside and outside of the game, I feel like he's a really good player. I like CP3.
top 5?
Yeah, I like him.
No way.
Listen to me though.
Top 5.
I look at players more so of not only their game, but also what they represent. Okay,
right, okay.
That's why I pick my players. Honestly, I'm a little bit different. Then I was more so of what you producing, but more so now is what you influencing. So like KD really influenced players to be good people. I never forget an interview that made me make this decision. He was doing an interview and they asked him, why are you never in the club or anything? He was like, man, I love my kids. I love my sons. I love my wife. He was like, I'd rather be at home. If I'm not at home, I'm on the court. I mean, what else is there? I got it all. I have it all, and I don't need to get more. So I don't need to be in the club. I don't need to be doing things I don't need to be doing. I want to be, if I'm not there, then I'm doing some non-profit organizations and doing some stuff like that. And that really made him rise up in my, as a person, myself. So I have to give him his props on that because you don't see many players doing that. Same thing with LeBron. He does the same thing also.
And let me be clear. I respect CP3. I covered him one of his basketball Rising Stars challenges last year. It was for kids going to the 9th grade. I respect CP3. I think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but he's not in my top 5. I can't put him top 10. CP3 is not what he wants.
He's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, but I respect him though. He definitely can play. He's a Hall of Famer, but right now,
like I said, I like. Okay. Well, Kyrie Irving, as far as basketball performance. Definitely, I love his game. I watched the interview with him a while back, and he just went through his whole ball handling routine. Absolutely insane.
Best handles.
Just handles. Like his ball handling is an hour before he even start working out. That's before practice. That's before his personal workouts, and it was absolutely insane. The routine. I was like, I thought I was working out. It really made me look at myself.
It just made me think, who would you say has the best handles in the game? I'm torn between Kyrie and Jamal Crawford. I think Jamal Crawford has handles what he can.
Yeah.
Like and one street ball.
Yeah. But we're not talking about and one. We talking about
hoops.
Yeah. We talking about.
Now Kyrie can get to the rack and finish. Like
the all around. But when you talking about ball handlers, you talking about how I would judge that is in tough situations. Can you still get the ball on the ground and out to the player?
Right.
Because that's what ball handling is. It ain't just dribbling. It's more so having the ball at your disposal. Not many players can have the ball at their disposal. You'll see even the greatest players back out of situations just the fact that they cannot handle in that situation. So they smart, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is a good ball player, but Kyrie can go in,
right.
3-4 players, maneuver around, and still you don't think he see you, and you're like, oh crap, I got the ball. You know what I'm saying?
His handle is filthy. But I'm right there with Kyrie and Jamal. Let's do NBA MVP. Who would you say would be MVP this year?
Oh man, I don't know. There's a lot going on right now.
I'll give you mine real quick. I'm going with Steph. I think Steph this year.
They got a good team too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
now the only thing that's kind of hurt me though, because I was really wanting to say they might get back to the finals. I was reading something earlier where they said Clay probably will end up missing this entire year.
Oh man.
So I don't know if he'll.
But I don't think that's gonna. I mean, that's gonna hurt them. Definitely a big addition to their team. But they have pulled out some tough games.
Yeah.
Without Curry and without Clay.
Yeah, but Clay is different. I don't think Clay gets enough credit for.
No,
he has to play both sides. He's playing the best player on the other side, and he's got to go get you 20 at least 20 points, 25 a night.
They gonna miss him.
Yeah,
definitely. But I don't think they just gonna fall by the wayside.
No, I think they'll still make the playoffs. And still got. I mean, they picked up D'Angelo Russell. He'll help them. Yeah. We still got Draymond. I hate because they missed Iguodala.
Yeah.
He's in Memphis now. But for me, I would say Steph. I think he's going to average at least 30 points.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, Steph would definitely be I think that the Lakers going to make a bang with LeBron, too, but because LeBron just got that mentality. You can never just sleep on him.
Right.
But, yeah, Curry, I have to agree with that.
Finals prediction?
I don't know. I think that the Warriors going to go back, too, but I don't know.
I'd say...
It's a lot going on. You got whatchamacallit out. You just said
Clay out.
You got you don't know. This can go anybody.
But the thing I like about this league this year is like it's more. The field is more open. This year. It's like every year before this, you knew
you kind of
go to state
because everybody was
to the finals with KD.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we already knew that they were gonna go back.
Yeah.
So now this year it's kind of like everybody has like a dynamic duo where they just have like two
players versus 3 and 4, the whole team stack. So
I'm looking.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I believe I'll go ahead and give it to. I guess not just me being a Lakers fan, but I think we have enough pieces with LeBron and AD. I mean, the Clippers are gonna be tough too.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be a tough one, but like I said, with LeBron, with a player like LeBron, just him being on the team, you got to expect something.
I just hope he stay healthy, man.
I mean, he'll be alright.
For the most part, his career, he's been healthy.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Injury last year,
which was surprising to everybody, but he's a monster, man.
Yeah,
he's a beast.
He's tough. My final question, I like to ask everybody this: what would you say is your ultimate goal?
Is just make something of myself, like everybody is, man. Not to give up on life and to move forward after everything that has happened. And if you at our age, there's a lot of things that happen in your life. It's just to persevere and produce something that can be memorable for I'm gone.
Chase, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, this platform is we like to talk entrepreneurship from time to time. We talk sports, but of course, like I said, I feel like your story is important because a lot of times, like we said earlier, when guys finish school, it's kind of like our area. We don't really hear about these players anymore. What kind of things they're going to do because the younger athletes coming up, they need to hear this kind of stuff because not to scare them or anything, but everybody's not going pro. They're not going to be able to make it pro.
I mean, the statistics say that you more likely to hit the lottery than going pro.
Man, that's crazy.
So what do you got to do? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
if you were a guy who put up crazy numbers in high school, and just to see that's how tough it is to get to make it to the pros, man. So kids need to hear this kind of stuff because, like I said, everybody's not going to go, and we need to players around this area. Of course, we need that platform for them. Of course, these guys can always come here, share their stories, let people know what's going on, man. But we definitely need something to where to let the athletes know that we appreciate it. Like we always say, give people their flowers while they're here, because you guys help put the upstate in a great place because of how great you were and the things that you did for the community.
And my biggest thing is, and I know you're trying to close this out, is my biggest thing is that it's not over when basketball is not over. It's over. It's not over when football didn't work out. It's not over, man. You're here for a reason, guys, and I just want people to understand. Yeah, that was terrible. It was terrible for me when we're not playing no more. But but man, there's more. There's a lot of people that can succeed in the same capacity as basketball. It's possible. Go out there, work, give your all, man. Don't give up. The next opportunity is going to present itself, and you will be successful. It don't have to be basketball. We all want success and freedom. That's what the ultimate goal is. So you know what? Still pursue that goal, and still make something of yourself.
Because one thing about it, even athletes, eventually, some point in time, they're gonna have to quit too. Yeah, like everybody else.
Basketball not gonna last forever. So even those guys that went pro, they're no different than us. They're no different than us. At the end of the day, they're gonna have to have a plan too. Yours just have to happen faster. And it may be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. It's your choice.
And you see some of these guys now, they're doing things like opening up their own production companies.
Yeah.
Like they're looking into entrepreneurship now while they have a chance, because they know.
Yeah. And you have that go-get-it mentality. If you play a sport, you got the mentality to succeed. Absolutely. You just switch that from basketball and go at it. Your competition is life. Your competition is you.
Absolutely.
Beat you every day.
Absolutely. So Chase, I appreciate you. Before we get out of here, do you have any more advice that you want to give people so we can wrap it up?
That's it, man. I really appreciate you guys having me here. This was fun, and I'm excited for you guys.
Absolutely. And anytime you want to stop by here to talk some more hoops, man, just feel free to stop by.
Definitely.
You tell your brother if you want to stop by and share his story, anybody, man, just let him know. Feel free to stop by here and have look forward to having a great conversation with them. But for everybody watching, we appreciate you guys. Thank you again to Miss Charlene Davis from Charlene's Home Cooking. Thank you, Marcus Burnett, for HGV TV. If you want to watch some of the best high school basketball, make sure you check them out. So until next time, keep chasing your dreams. This is Cross the Line Podcast. Thank you for listening.
All right, guys, my name is Chase Holmes, and I'm a former player from Chesney High School, played at Presbyterian College, USC Aiken, played a little semi-pro, and I'm tuned in at Cross the Line Podcast.